Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm Thomas and today we have a Bentley Bentayga W12 behind me, so stay tuned for this video. So here we have the beautiful Bentley Bentayga in extreme silver. This is the first edition, as I mentioned, which means it rides on these glorious two-tone 22-inch alloy wheels, which are ginormous. This is, as I mentioned, the first edition, so this is when the first Bentayga came out. You can tell with the headlight design versus the one that's came out maybe in the last year and a half. I think these look really handsome in comparison to maybe something like a Range Rover, which is a little bit more boxy. This has kind of got layers and kind of a stepped approach in the design, and it's undeniably Bentley from the front, just obviously jacked up to SUV height. I've got the huge grille up front, that Flying Bee logo cressing the front of the car. I just love the attention to detail in the car. Like, I could sit and stare at this all day. We're riding on Pirelli P0 tyres for anybody cares, and they're 285/40 if that is something that you're interested in when you're watching a car video. I do little design details of the B that's throughout the car, so I've kind of got this B emblem on the side of the fender, and you'll notice that repeated on the tail lights. So I'll just walk away around to the back of the car. As you can see, we've got the kind of strong character line running across. The extreme silver really shows this off well versus like maybe a white or a black model. I'll unlock the car, hopefully get a little bit of a light action, but we can kind of see we've got the B on the tail light there. It doesn't quite work on the other side where it is reversed, but looks good there. You can tell it's a W12 as well by the exhaust pipes on this model. They're kind of like rectangular with a little bit oval edging. The V8 one's kind of got a little indent there along with the hybrid, so this does stand out. If you're behind one of these, you can kind of tell what it is. We'll go ahead and start with the boot because we're back here. So this is the key fob, quite large, got a bit of weight into it. Touch of the boot and it opens up. We can see we have some Bentley umbrellas. We have some Bentley goodies that are currently flying around the car. However, decent sized cargo bay, and it is all lined with kind of nice plush materials back here, nice thick carpet, and you can raise and lower the height as well at a touch of a button. So if you're needing to lower it for maybe shopping, getting dogs in and out, touch of a button, the suspension's going to drop down. You can see that in real time. It's actually quite fast in comparison to some other cars I've reviewed, but look how low that does. Nice and mean, and that means your hooch can jump right in without any trouble at all. I'm quite impressed with how low this is on this end versus the front. The air suspension's done quite well. So we do have these rails that you can buy, these little hooks that clip in there and kind of allow you to strap and divide bits that are in the car. Pull this up. Underneath we've got a spare tyre, which is nice to have, along with other car accessories that you may need in the event of a breakdown. Yeah, all in all quite plush and a little bit more kind of plus than you'd expect in other BMW, and it's a little bit more plush than maybe you get in other Volkswagen Group products such as maybe the Q7, or even this kind of material here. It's a little bit more plush and less plasticky, and they've got some nice fabric as well, which meant they've kindly hoovered to give you the stripes in the carpet. So go ahead and close the boot. Automatic tailgate, of course, slowly comes down like so, and we've locked. And we can also close the boot, touch a button on the fob as well. Like so. Go ahead and jump into the back of the Bentayga. And the rear of the car is just as luxurious as the front. We've got the same first edition up here, nice pillow soft headrests, which are ideal for when you're in the back of the car. Little picnic trays as well for our Kit Kats. Down here below, a little bit of storage, map pocket lined with the fuzzy stuff. And the attention to detail in the Bentley is very high quality. There's not any like kind of hard rubbery plastics, scratchy plastics anywhere. Everything's kind of soft lined, choice of materials throughout. You can see the name audio speakers there. And even this, which is normally kind of like black plastic or something like that, is kind of a variation of either vinyl or faux leather. I'm not quite sure, but it is soft and plush and squidgy. And the carpet's quite nice. And we've even got a little bit of cup holders in the rear here as well, so if you're carrying two abreast you can do so. And a touch of a button as well on the seat, you can fold your seats down, so if you need to haul something you can do. You've got that option in the Bentley. I do quite like these little smoker packs as well, it's quite neat. Go ahead and close it up, soft close doors, takes it in. Go ahead and jump inside the front of the cabin of the Bentley Bentayga. We're greeted with, first of all, a leather lined door, a little bit of wood, nice quality leather kind of throughout the panel. I love this kind of diamond stitching that Bentley do, it's quite classy. We've got some window switches there for your clothes and heat, and we've also got door lock, and memory seats are down here along with your boot release, and enough room there for a small water bottle. But the excitement is going to be behind the wheel, but we'll get there in a second. So we do have two very luxurious seats up front. As you can see, this particular model is finished in kind of a cream. We've got first edition stitched in here, but being a Bentley you can get a lot of customised options. You can have maybe like the Flying Bee or something, maybe in your family crest into the headrests. Yeah, overall seats are good, holding up for wear and tear over a few years, and yeah, looks quite good. And down here we've got full electric seats for front and back, inflate the lumbar, etc. Full memory seating. I do quite like these sill plates as well. A, the fact that's flush, and B, that lights up at night, which is quite a neat touch. So go ahead and jump in. Soft closed door, which quite quickly I've got used to. We've got another first edition emblem there on the dash, just to remind you what kind of model you're in. Got a little Bentley clock up front. Another thing this car is, yeah, it's pretty Bentley as you'd expect. Some people maybe comment and think it's just like a Q5, sorry, Q7 or a Cayenne. It is built and shared on those platform, but the Bentley does feel distinctly different anyway from as soon as you get in the cabin. Half down to the way it's designed, the material choices, the engine power as well. This one's got the W12, which is unique to Bentley. But overall, cabin quality feels what you'd expect. That German stroke British engineering at its finest. I do like this Bentley steering wheel design as well. The open spoke gives you a little kind of pretentious looking, like it could be sporty. But yeah, you know it's going to be a luxury cruiser more than sporting credentials. But Bentley have always straddled that fine line between driving dynamics and being luxurious. But yeah, you can even check out the stitching on the steering wheel, like that's pretty fancy. Got the chrome around it. But without further ado, should we crack on and start this car up before we lose any interest? So, foot in the brake, down here we've got the start stop. I'm going to hold it right now, 3, 2, 1. So what's impressive is when you're inside the cabin of the Bentayga, the W12 is running, but because of all kind of insulation, the thicker windows, you don't really hear it at all. It's quite silent. I can actually hear the fans from the climate control coming through louder than the engine. If I put the window down ever so slightly, you can hear it a fraction. If I put the foot in the brake, let's give it a, yeah, a little bit of something going on there. Yeah, you can hear that in the background. Well, I've got the camera flipped round. I'm 5'11". This is a very luxurious place to be. Plenty of headroom, as you can see up here, plenty of shoulder room, and there's of course plenty of adjustment in the knees. And of course there's plenty of adjustment for the steering wheel, all electrically adjustable of course. Seats electrical adjustable, so plenty of knee room, leg room, shoulder room. You can get really comfortable in this car if you're going to be short or tall. You may see, first of all, while we're looking out here, we've kind of got a heads-up display right there, which is quite cool and handy. It's not the latest and greatest version, but it is handy and useful when you're driving on the motorway. You can see what speed you're doing. Down here we've got a nice blend of analog and digital gauges, which I actually quite like, I think the traditional gauges suit a car like this. So you can use the little knobs on the steering wheel to cycle through various things on the dash here. I'm not going to waste your time and go through them all, but as you can see, you can get things that you may need. And then if I go to the right hand side of the car, you've got your nav, heated steering wheel, which is a must here in Britain. You may be noting we're getting 1.1 miles per gallon at the moment, but 12 over the average long-term memory of this car. So yeah, you're not going to be running this doing a lot of mileage, I guess, or you're going to need a fuel tanker behind you. But overall, everything's logically laid out. Cruise controls down on the left, your indicators and all that on the left hand side, the wipers on the right, so it's quite traditional, just getting in. A little bit of flappy paddles behind as well, which are, I'm going to put some money on it that they feel like they're maybe metal at the front and then plastic in the back, or rubberized in the back. They feel not particularly, don't sound particularly Bentley-ish, but I'm sure they're nice. Down here you've got your night vision, there we go. There's your night vision camera, which is not going to work during the day. And then you've got your fog lights, blind spot monitoring, and yeah, all your other kind of controls on the right hand side here for your lights, but leave it in auto. The vents are worthwhile noting because this is kind of an old school touch with a modern twist, just to give you the feel you're pulling these stalks out for the airflow. I quite like that. Down here we've got a touchscreen that is pretty responsive. You can do your radio, your nav, whatever it may be. It's pretty cool. Pretty responsive, as you can see, so we don't have to worry about things at all.
I'm not living here, leaving you just...
You get hard knobs as well. You know how most modern cars have all got screens to touch everything. This car's got a pleasant blend of touchscreen and things for your heated seats and your cooled seats. So at the touch of a button you could have on auto, you could have your cooled seats on auto, whatever you want. Just, there we go. Whatever you like, is happening there and then. Climate control, I like that's built into the rotary knobs. You do see that more and more on cars these days, but it's quite nice to see. Air conditioning, rear defrost, all the good stuff down below. Storage down here, it is rubberized, so your phone's not going to slide around. I could probably put my iPhone 11 there and we're not going to get any drama. We do have the little B for the Bentley smoker pack, which is another neat touch as well. You can pull that out, but I'd probably leave it in. It looks quite nifty, even if you the smoker don't smoke. Down below again, we've got your ride height adjustment, and then down here is your modes. I quite like driving it in sports mode just because you get the crackles and pops. We do have, of course, Bentley mode, comfort, and then custom, and then your other off-roading modes as well to raise and lower the suspension as you may do. Traction control, hill descent control, and yeah, that's a little bit it. We've got the park assist here, which we're not going to try when I'm stationary. Park distance control, turn the parking sensors and the cameras on and off, which we can have the fun of looking at my VIQ back there. The side cameras, the front camera, yeah, it's 360 camera, pretty cool, quite easy to use. Here we've got the Bentley gearbox, which is pretty cool again. You've got the big B, push that forward for reverse, and then you can push this motion here for park and pull all the way down for drive. So I quite like the fact you're not accidentally going to be in a different gear. You're not going to knock that into reverse without properly pushing down and engaging reverse, and equally P for park. I've got a big armrest in the middle here. As you can see, a little bit of storage inside with room for the smoker's kit to get pushed in there as well if you preferred it to be in there. I've also got USB 1 and 2, the old style USB ports with the auxiliary cable for your music, and a little cigarette lighter as well with a metal finish, which is a nice touch. Everything again is all high quality materials, and you can even see the stitching going across there. And above me we have this giant sunroof, which, there we go, one touch. And we're going to get some daylight into this car because it is a pretty grey April day, considering it was so glorious sunshine earlier on in the week. As you can probably see and hear the time it's going by, it's quite a large panoramic roof, and it does actually open as well. So again, touch of a button and we're going to let all this daylight in. With the sunroof open, you're going to get a lot of daylight in, a lot of fresh air, and this light interior really helps lift this ginormous cabin. It really helps elevate it as well, just gives you a bit of the sort of brightness outside. It's quite nice to have that option. And again, touch of a button, closes up. And of course, we've got some soft close and off-road doors like that up front. And there we go, there's that lovely little B logo again. So we're going to open this bonnet up, if I can get it with one hand. We're going to see how we get on for the camera in the other. But we've got one finger in here, and we're going to lift it up. So there we can see the 6-litre W12 twin turbo right up front. You can see that's quite tightly packed into the car. There's not much room all around, but yeah. I quite like the fact even in the Bentayga we've got diamond stitching almost on the kind of heat cover on the inside of the car for insulation. It's kind of giving you that Bentley-esque look with the kind of quilted material. Meanwhile, I don't imagine too many Bentley owners opening this up to admire it, but in case you wondered, this is what it looks like. So I just want to say thanks very much for watching this video if you made it this far in the video. If you did, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel below, and comment below your favourite thing about the Bentayga. I'll see you next video. Ciao.